What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mike Robinson, and this is another episode of Let's Take a Walk. I hope everybody had a great week. I definitely did. And we here again, safe and sound and in one piece. Tonight, just like every other tonight we're here, we have the most amazing and thought-provoking guests. Tonight is no different. I have this young lady. She's an artist and an entrepreneur and just an all-around girl boss from the mighty state of Alabama. She's a powerhouse singer, songwriter, and like I said, entrepreneur. I mean, you name it, she does it. She has an amazing single out called Through the Fire, which is just that, fire. Like it's fire for real. Miss Latisha Johnson Montgomery.
Yep.
Um, she's amazing. For those of you who may not be familiar with Miss Montgomery, I'm going to give her a moment to kind of reintroduce herself and just give a little background to who she is and some of the things that she has going on. So, with that being said, you have the floor.
Okay. So, hey, everybody. Like you said, I am Latisha Johnson Montgomery. I am from the small town of Fayette, Alabama. Real small. But I'm from there. And currently I'm living in Tuscaloosa. I love God first and foremost. I really truly do. I have a beautiful daughter, Leah, and my wonderful husband, Melvin. And yeah, I love to sing. I really do. I have a new single out, Through the Fire, a song that I wrote and that I love. Y'all go check it out. It's on all your streaming platforms. Don't forget to download it, Through the Fire. And yeah, that's me. I work in the school system. I love children. I am in the midst of opening my own business, my own food business. I have a food trailer. We could talk more about that later. But yeah, that's what I got going on right now.
Absolutely. So, first off, I want to thank you for coming on the platform. I really appreciate it. I know you could be
Mhm.
doing a bazillion other things, but you saw fit to grace our platform today. So we
Yeah.
truly are grateful, and we count it not a small thing. Um, where do we begin, man? Like, let's get into the meat of it. Through the fire, like
Through
I
the
said
fire.
in the intro, that song is super powerful. I
Hmm.
listened to it several times in a row. Um, Listen, what was the story? What's the
Hmm.
story behind that single? Like, and at the end of it, what you know, I'll hold that question.
Okay.
What's the story behind Through the Fire?
Okay. So, Through the Fire came from a storm that I was in a couple of years back. And it was hard, like for real. And just trying to keep it together mentally, just being drained and trying to like focus, like I can make it, I can do it. But how am I gonna make it? Through God. I let God's word encourage me. I believed him through his word, even though I couldn't see it. And I'm not saying that I really just couldn't see. And sometimes, you still have residue from your storms, but you're steady building, you're gaining your spiritual strength. So that's where Through the Fire came from. I went through a hard time in my life. So instead of just sitting in it and not doing anything and just becoming deeper and deeper into my struggle, I wrote a song about it. And I haven't shared like my full story because some people are not ready for that yet. Some people wouldn't understand. Some people will, but I like to do things in God's timing. But the gist of it is, I made it through the storm, just like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. They were in
Come
the
on,
fire, literally.
come
But
on.
then when they came out, they were not burned. They didn't have a smell of fire. And then when they looked down there and saw that it was like four people in there, but it was nobody but God. You get what I'm saying? So it's the same
Absolutely.
thing with our life today. He is with us, even when it seems like, okay, God, I just don't see it now. I've been talking to you. I've been asking you to carry me through this or to take me out of it or to keep it from happening. But sometimes it's just not going to happen like that. You got to go through it. So I rode through the fire. Yep.
And like I said, that song is super powerful. The lyrics are, you know, like I said, very heartfelt and very like authentic and real. Um, when did you feel like you were ready for the masses? Like, when did you realize, first off, when did you realize that you had a gift? And then how long was it between the time that you realized you had a gift to the time that you was like, okay, it's time to release something?
Well, my mama brought us up in the church.
Mhm.
We went to church on Wednesday nights. Um, Anything that our church was involved in, afternoon programs. I was in the youth choir. Um, I was just on this article, the One Way Radio newsletter, and like I was saying in that article, all of us could sing. It wasn't, and then going to choir rehearsal was always fun because all of us could utilize our gift and just sing and make really good music, right? So it was effortless. So I was in a choir at a young age, and I just have always loved to sing. So um there was a time, I forgot what year it was, I started in this quartet group. I was in the group, but I already knew, like, okay, I want to do my own. I want to write my own because I didn't want to be like everybody else, and I knew that there was something in me that God wanted me to release. So I started writing. And my first song was I'll no, oh, I was going to say I'll Wait for You. That was off my EP. It was, oh my God, it's been so long ago. Oh God. I'm gonna come back to that. I wrote a song so long ago, but my first EP was called Issues of My Heart, and I released that in 2021. And it was about like things that I would feel on the inside, but I couldn't like let it stop me from pushing forward. So I would talk about issues that I'm having within me, but how I seem to jump over that hurdle, like I said, by way of God's word. So just being in that quartet group, I knew that that was not my final destination because I was a background singer, which I absolutely love doing too. I've always sang soprano in the choir, in the group. That's just my thing. Um, but I was like, okay, it's just time to branch off. I just knew it was like a feeling, start writing. And like I said, just going through different things in life, write about it instead of sulking and just not doing anything and maximizing. Yep.
That's a fact. Um, and you're a twin, correct?
How you know?
I told you I do my research.
Yep. I have a twin sister. Her name is Latoya, and she is crazy. You want to meet her?
Sure.
Hold on. I don't know if she'll come in here. Give me a
but
second. But yeah, I
it's,
have a twin. Her name is Latoya. Toy.
it's my
Toy.
understanding.
Come here.
It's my understanding that she's more of a quartet person, and you
Yep.
are the more commercial, more quote unquote commercial type of person.
Yeah, she quartet all day. Hold on. She acting shy. 1 second. Okay, she don't want to sing, but she will talk. She was putting
Oh
our
my
baby to sleep. Come on. But yeah, she is into. She was. Come on. Come on. Sorry, y'all. We just interrupting the show. This my. Wait. This my little girl. Am I on TV?
yes, you are. How you doing?
I'm on TV. Hey, everybody. I want to be on TV so bad. I like tacos. Okay. I like noodles. Okay. I really love my mommy. And I'm singing. Lord have mercy. She's singing Okay, go. She'll get
Okay.
in here in a second. Lord have mercy. Oh
So
Lord have mercy. Sorry.
so so having a twin sister and doing what you're doing, has that ever been a challenge? Like, you
Like,
know,
no talking. No, it hasn't been challenging. We were in the group together, and
mhm.
she was one of the lead singers. We had two lead singers. So, I mean, it's fun when we sing together. A lot of fun. No challenges. We just have different styles.
Was
Um,
there any pressure for you guys to do the whole Mary Mary thing? Like, oh, y'all should do a group. Y'all twins. Y'all should do it. Whatever. Like, was there ever
um,
pressure for that?
we have had people to ask us, and then we have had people to say, y'all would be really, really dope together. Y'all could do this. Y'all could go far, all that type of stuff. But we've never done it. Yep.
Mm.
No, we should. I don't know. Maybe in the future.
Hey, it couldn't hurt. Absolutely. Um,
Mm-mm.
we were talking offline about your style and how how powerful your voice is and
Mm,
the things that and the things that you do. Has it ever been a challenge for you to chase a sound? And what I mean by that is like you do what you do, right? But then
mm,
you look at artist X,
mm,
and artist X might be doing something totally different than what you're doing right now. And
mm,
seemingly they may seem like they're way further ahead than what you're
mm,
doing or whatever.
mm. Yeah.
Has that ever been a challenge for you to be like, oh, maybe if I change my drums up a little bit, or maybe
Mm,
if I do some faster songs, or maybe if I,
mm,
change my style up or whatever. Like,
mm.
is that a challenge for you? Has that ever been a challenge for you?
I'm gonna say no because I just want to be myself. I feel like if I'm authentic and if I'm myself, then God approves of it, and then He is the one that's gonna push me out there. But if I'm trying to rush it, i.e., trying to be like somebody else, it's just never gonna work.
Mm,
And I'm not trying to go through unnecessary storms. You get what I'm saying?
mhm,
Before you know it, you rock bottom trying to find your way back to the top. And it's all because you're trying to be like somebody else. It's not for me to be them. So
right.
I've never struggled with that. I will say I try to learn my voice. I
Right.
try to get better. Um Clean it up a little bit, better voice control, anything I can learn from me. I study me, you know. And then there are a lot of people who have been in the industry a long time. I can learn from them. They may hear something in my voice. Okay, well, do this, do that. Something like a vocal coach. And
Mhm,
the vocal coach that I have, I love her dearly, and she has taught me so much. She has explained the industry to me, all those things, but wanting to be like somebody else, no, 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 no. I don't even think that would be a good move for anybody. Even though people do it, it's just not a good move. And then, like, people that sit and watch you, or put it like this, you never know who is watching you. They may catch on to you, like, oh, you're
mhm,
trying to be this person, you're trying to be that person, because you sound just like them, you're mimicking their moves. We've
right.
seen it before. You get what
Right.
I'm saying? And
Right.
in gospel, they probably can do that, like in R&B and in the entertainment industry. But
Right.
when you're talking about like gospel music, your whole goal should be to get others to come to Christ, the Great Commission, get them to come to Christ, through music. Because sometimes, like my pastor say, you may be the only Bible that people read, or when you're singing songs and stuff, you could be singing about scriptures and stuff, and I mean that's literally that you got them then, you know.
Mhm,
Um, but if you faking it, basically, it ain't gonna work.
right.
It just ain't gonna work.
Tell me about the Alabama gospel scene. What's that like? What's the if you could describe the Alabama sound, how would you describe
When I think about that, I think about Quartet. Well, let's
Mm,
just put it like this, the city that I'm in, because
mhm,
that's a lot of what the programs have here is quartet groups. And I was in a quartet group, but I
mhm.
was a background singer. So, and I love the sound. I love the quartet sound. But that's what it is mostly. And there's nothing wrong with that. I would have to go further out to sort of kind of utilize my gift. And I have wonderful churches here that always invite me to sing or to minister or whatever, and I will forever be grateful for them. But yeah, it will be
What
quartet.
what's the support been like in your city and in that just in that region? What's the support like? Did you find that it was a little bit difficult at first to get people to get behind you, or were they behind you from the start? What's it like? Because I'm asking you that because a lot of times I talk to artists and they say, "Man, I really had to go away first and then come back before
Hmm.
people started to really pick up on what I was doing." They
Hmm.
when I was starting out, they really didn't pay
Hmm.
much attention. But then when I went other places and got recognized there, then
Then,
they started to.
yeah,
So what's the experience been like for you?
I can't say that that's my story because um most people that I know in my town, they support me.
Mhm,
um they share things on social media for me, they encourage me. You sound really really good, all that type of stuff. They pray for me, they're rooting me on, so I they support me in that way. But if your church is having a quartet program, I'm not a quartet singer, and this is a small town. You get what I'm saying?
right.
And like me and you was talking earlier, your platform allows for others in different states to
Mhm,
see me and other indie artists. And then that's where my opportunities come from. And then it just spreads. But here in my home, well, here in Tuscaloosa and my hometown, everybody supports me. I've never really had, I'm not saying that I don't have haters or people who don't want to support me, because everybody got somebody.
right.
But I have a lot of people who support me and what I'm trying to do and all my accomplishments and stuff. They always tell me to keep going further, keep God first and all that type of stuff. So I have a lot of support. I gotta give them that now. Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
Who were you most surprised to find out knew who you were? Or maybe they heard your music. Who were you most surprised to discover who you were?
Well, I don't have like one specific person, but it always like surprises me and makes me feel good when people like outside of this city, they may
Mhm,
inbox me, I listen to your song, it's really really nice, it encouraged me. Even when I spoke with you, I was surprised to know that you guys have been playing my song.
mhm.
And it's just people who are outside of this state. So I don't have like one specific person, but it makes me feel good to know that people are listening across the states and they're enjoying it. So I don't have one specific person. I'm thankful for everybody that support me. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to switch gears a little bit on you.
Okay.
So you got the whole creative side down. You
Okay.
write, you sing, you arrange, you do all this, and the music is there. But tell me what your experience has been like dealing with the business of gospel music. What has that experience been like?
Oh man. I've learned a lot.
Okay.
I don't know everything. I want to know more because it's been good. Don't get me wrong for what I have done,
Hmm.
but the business aspect of it could have been better. And the reason why I say that is okay. Maybe I should have studied a little more. Understand what I'm in. I gotta take the blame for some of it. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, know exactly what I'm doing, like when I'm taking the next step. Um, as far as certain individuals that I have dealt with that I know have been in the industry for a long time. Um, you know how it is starting out. Everybody ain't gonna do right. They may have done 50 other people right before you, but then they get to you. And I'm a nice person.
Mhm.
And I let some things slide. But eventually I gotta take care of me too.
Right.
And I ain't the type that I'ma just sit back. So um yeah, so those certain individuals, you just gotta let them go. You
Mhm.
gotta let them go early so you won't get too deeply involved in it because you see it's going south. And no bad blood or anything like that. And I'm the type I like to part ways clean. Leave it
Right.
like that because that's gonna carry on to the next person because everybody know everybody. I'm
Right.
learning that too.
Right.
But yeah, it has not all been bad, but I've had to learn. So yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Okay. Let's talk about imaging in gospel music. And what I mean by that is on the secular side, and
Hmm.
I'm mainly talking about women. It's not so much prevalent for the men, but the women, right? They have come a long way. Back in
Hmm.
the day, the women used to wear choir robes. You know what I mean? Like they
And
used to
I'm into
go.
the choir roles. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I hate to
yeah.
cut you off, but and
They
I
used
just wonder if our minister of music at my church is looking at this interview, because well, I'm like, look, I sing with the Buellerettes every single Sunday,
Mhm.
and I want to wear choir robes. And I
Okay.
sure don't mind marching in, but that's back in the day. People
Yeah.
don't do that no more. But
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, what I mean is, as an artist, as when it's just you, like we've come a long way. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
you have folks like Trinity 57 and Mary and Kiara Shear who have kind of pushed the fashion envelope a little bit, just to name a few. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? You have women, particularly women of color, they
Mhm.
have curves, they're voluptuous or whatever. And no
Mhm.
matter what they really wear, it is,
It
they,
shows.
they can't help it, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that sometimes they get penalized for things that they cannot help.
Mhm.
But on
Mhm.
the flip side of that, how as far as your movement,
Mhm.
um, does imaging play a part? Because I've spoken to all types of my artists, and they say some artists say, I'm very, very modest. I don't wear no jewelry. I don't wear no makeup. Because I'm representing God, and they should be just pay attention to God. But then I got other artists that'll say, hey, listen, if I got Gucci and Prada and that, I'm wearing it. If I got jewelry and diamonds, I'm wearing it.
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
but they use the same reasoning because
Mhm.
I'm representing God, and God,
He
God bless
blessed.
you with
Yeah.
this. And I can't come up here saying that God will bless you, and I'm looking, regular or whatever. And
You said regular.
yeah, like, looking regular. So, like, where does Latisha Johnson Montgomery fall in with all of
Mm.
this? How aware are you of imaging in your whole process? Does that even play a part?
It does absolutely. One, because like others say, we're representing Christ.
Mhm,
Two, I have a daughter that watches me, and
mhm,
I'm married. So if I'm out here and I have on something that's revealing or that's too tight in a man's eyes, we got to think now. Come on now. What if
mhm,
some? I don't want to walk in a church and I have on a tight skirt and I make these men look at me. You get what I'm saying? That's unfair. Cause I mean,
Yeah.
you just don't want to put nobody in that position. I'm not saying you need to be thinking about how other people feel all the time or
Mhm.
whatever, but come on now. Um, when you mention Mary, I just love their style. I love it.
Right.
I don't see anything wrong with it. Kiara shared beautiful, big, beautiful dresses and stuff like that. So as for me, I did have one bad experience. I went to an award show and I didn't expect to go. Like it wasn't even in my plans to go, but it ended up that way. So I had to rush around and try to find me something a couple of hours before the show even started. Well, before red carpet. So okay, I'm putting everything on. And then that's when my husband was like, Tish, you showing a little bit up here or whatever. For some, I just didn't realize it. And so I'm just rushing around. And then I saw a picture. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I remember I had reached out to the person who sent it to me. I was like, this cannot go on social media. Let's just get rid of it. Let's not put it out there because anything you put on social media, like me and you talked about, it's going to follow you.
Right.
And so you never know who's screenshotting, whatever. You can delete the whole thing, but somebody could have screenshotted or something.
Hmm.
So imaging, yeah, all that is important. When you think about album covers and stuff like that, you
Right.
want your stuff to look very professional. It has to
Right.
have good quality. So
Right.
back to what you were saying, the people that look regular, no makeup and all that.
Hmm.
No, I'm gonna put me some makeup on. Because I see some of these
Right.
album covers because they take that approach, no makeup, no jewelry, no, that I'm representing God. It made me pass right by it. Because it just looks so dry and plain. If you're taking the approach like Alicia Keys, she decided some years back, I'm not wearing makeup anymore. There's nothing wrong with that, but she can put an outfit together. She looks good. Her hair looks good. Um so that one time putting some makeup on for your album cover or something, or maybe that one time you go out to sing is not gonna kill you. And I don't believe people are gonna look at you in the way, okay, you ain't close to God or you're not representing God. So imaging matters. I don't think your clothes should be too tight as a woman.
Hmm.
Um, I don't think you should be revealing. I have seen some videos where I'm just like, dog, I'm looking at your booty. And I know I ain't gay. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
looking at it
Yeah.
like, look, I'm just keeping it real. So
Right.
men who are faithful and who are God fearing, and men who are not God fearing, men who are not faithful, they look at too.
Right.
You just don't want that. You don't cause that on nobody. So yeah, we gotta keep it together now. You can't be revealing what God done blessed you with. That's how I feel.
Okay. That's cool. Like I don't know if you remember when Erica Campbell had taken that picture with that white dress, and it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't revealing, but it was form fitting or whatever, and she got a lot of flack for it, and that's what I was like. There are some
Mm-hmm.
women that are just naturally curvy, and they just
Mm-hmm.
really just can't help it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They could put on a trash bag and it still be.
Mm-hmm. I know someone, I'm not gonna say their name, but there was a video that was out about them and their uniform was talked about. But guess what? They had a wardrobe malfunction right before they went out.
Mm,
So we also need to be careful about what we're saying about people who are out here trying to sing and work for Christ too. It wasn't intentional. You get what I'm saying?
right,
So, and I told that person, you know what, to just keep it from happening again. Y'all just don't even worry about that. Just don't wear that no more. And
right,
just do the best that you can. But for a fact that you're singing for Christ and things happen. You just move on from it and you just keep on working for Christ and just don't wear that no more. And people gonna say stuff anyway.
Okay.
People like Erica Campbell, she just shaped nice.
Hmm.
Like
Right. Right.
she just shaped nice. You can't help it, but you can't put a trash bag on.
Right.
You can't do that. That's how I feel.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a fact. So as far as we touched a little bit on the business of gospel music. Okay, so like you are asked to do different events and you do different, different things and whatever. And I've talked to many artists about uh being, being paid. Um, there are some who say they just every time they go out, they don't have a set price. They just go out
Mm-hmm.
and just trust that the venue or the church or wherever they go
What's
is going to compensate them, you know,
for
fairly,
services rendered? Yeah.
fairly. But then there are some. I spoke to one young lady in particular who was like, I don't go nowhere without a contract. She was
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, she said it's a shame, but she said if I don't hold them to a standard, they won't have one.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so she said she don't go in there
Mm-hmm.
without a contract. You know what I'm saying? And so where does Latisha Johnson Montgomery fall in
Mm-hmm.
this dynamic? Like,
Mm-hmm.
is it sinful to
Mm-hmm.
say, hey, I want X amount of dollars,
Mm-hmm.
to do your youth event or
Mm-hmm.
your concert or whatever. I'll do it, but I'll do it for however many, X
Mm-hmm.
amount of dollars. Is that
Mm-hmm.
is that wrong? Like what, you know?
No, it is not a sin.
Okay.
But it's so much to say about that, and I'm glad you brought that up.
Mhm.
I feel what the lady was saying. They won't have a standard. People will keep on asking you to come and they never give you anything. But they don't think about, okay, Tish is all the way here in Tuscaloosa and they want me to come to Georgia or they want me to come to um Virginia or wherever,
Mhm.
Texas to come sing. You didn't think about that I have to drive, and even if I don't drive, I'm gonna have to catch a flight there
Right.
and back. It's
Right.
expensive. Then I have to eat. If my daughter comes with me, I have to take care of her. That's two of us. If my husband is off work, that's three. You got to think about all of that. So, and this is something else that I learned. People who have always supported me, like I said, local churches and stuff like that, I could see, okay, going there and not getting paid because that's where I started from.
Right.
Eventually, if I reach a certain level or something, if you want to, you can give me a love offering. And then another thing is, if the Holy Spirit leads you to be like, okay, let them bless you how they see fit, you got to follow through with it. You
Right.
can't say nope. I gave this person a contract. They
Right.
about to get one too. You can't do that because you don't know what the blessing is behind that. It's
Right.
either the blessing is for you or it's for them. Maybe they can't afford it, but then somebody needed to hear what you had to sing about that night. You get
Mm.
what I'm saying? It's a lot involved in getting paid. Um, and this is another thing that I've never understood, but ever since I've been in the gospel industry, just singing, period. Musicians get paid before we do. And they don't come out to hear the musicians.
Right.
We can come sing a cappella and
Right.
get paid. That's something else too. But you're building, you're growing. Eventually, you'll be exposed to the right person. It's going to open that right door, and then you'll start getting a monetary gain.
Mhm.
Um, Everywhere that I've gone, I don't get paid. I've gotten paid to sing the national anthem once.
Mhm.
So, and that was through the SEC and ESPN. I got paid for that.
Wow.
But all those other times that I've done it is pure exposure. And you know what? I love it. because every time I go, I'm like, God, let it open another door. Let it open another door, God, because I know why I'm doing it. And
Right.
then my voice is getting better and better. Like I said, I go back and I listen to what I've done, things that I can change, stuff like that. But as far as getting paid, sometimes you just gonna have to, suck it up. People not gonna pay. And then another look, uh,
Right.
another thing is, um, and I hate to be long winded. I'm sorry,
But please.
but like my vocal coach was telling me about different websites and stuff that you can get on, and you can get gigs off of it.
Hmm.
And so that's what I did. I got my first gig. And I was so excited about it because sometimes when people see your quote or something like that, or because the one that I'm on, they instantly see your minimum and your max that you will take.
Right.
And so they may like what you have to offer, but they just can't afford it. And then, they just keep it pushing, or they may send you something out and you just can't take that for where it is.
Right.
But there's one person that I hit, and I'm like, oh, I was excited about it when I really realized, because you have scammers too. When I realized that this is a true hit, this is real, they really are seeking a gospel singer. I
Hmm.
gave them my minimum, and so she locked me in. But then when I went back and read some of the things that, she had and what she was willing to do, I'm like, what the hell? I could have charged the max, and the max went bad. So sometimes we have to be responsible for ourselves too and our
Right.
shortcomings. If I would have read the contract, I could have got more. But
Right.
I'm thankful for that. I had a wonderful review from it. So all in all, sometimes we just gonna have to suck it up. We ain't gonna get paid for everything that we do. But when
Right.
you reach a certain level, there are contracts involved, and if they want you, they'll pay it. And if they don't, another opportunity will come up.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So if you had to name one thing, what has the whole process of being an artist and actually, releasing what you've done to the masses, if you could name the most, excuse me, if you could name the most profound thing or the biggest thing, what would you say it has taught you from a standpoint of something that you didn't know about yourself prior to? What did you learn about yourself that you might not have known before now?
I'm not saying that I doubt myself as an artist, but it's scary, just stepping out, not being a background singer and saying I'm just stepping out on faith and trusting that God will do it for me and He will help me get through this. I get nervous coming into interviews. I'm like, Lord, I got an interview tonight. I don't want to do it. I just want to call and cancel it. But He carried me through it, right?
Right.
And so I feel that way every time I get ready to sing. So, with that being said, when I had to open up for Jacqueline Carr for Stillman's Homecoming,
Mhm.
I'm like, God, I can't do this. Like, I had already spoken with the committee. They told me they wanted me to sing one song. And I was like, cool, I can do it. I can do it. But when I got there, it was a different story. You're in the midst of so many great singers. And here you are, you're an indie artist. A lot of people don't know you. You got Jacqueline Carr, Stillman's Choir, which is bad, filled
Mhm.
with a lot of great voices locally. So I'm like, oh, Tish. So when I actually did it, I remember I came off stage because people was just screaming. This was just during the rehearsal.
Mhm.
And I came off stage and I just fell to my knees. And I'm like, God, thank you so much. I actually did it. Because I
Mhm.
was so nervous, you know what I'm saying? And at that
Mhm.
moment, I realized this is where I'm supposed to be. I can do it. God is going to walk me through this thing and it's going to be easy breezy as long as I keep him right here,
Mm.
and not forget him. Um and so there was an artist who didn't show up. I don't know what the issue was with that. So they came to me and asked me to do another song. I said, oh, I'm already worried about this one. And I'm like, I can't do it. No, no, and no. I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh,
Wow.
I told him no. I'm talking about tears coming out my eyes. Don't ask me. I had already prepared myself for this one. I made it through it. But I
Right.
ended up doing two songs and the Negro anthem and I forgot the other song I did, but I did it. And it felt good and I said, Lord, I want to do it again whenever you open that door. I remember I did Atlanta Live. I said to myself, and just scrolling through social media, you see people do Atlanta Live. And I'm like, Lord, I want to be on there one day. A
Right.
couple of months later, boom, like there was the opportunity. I was screaming like for real. And I went, I interviewed with them, did the interview because I didn't know that was a part of it. You got to interview on live TV, but I made it through that.
Right.
And they asked somebody, we all had all the artists there and the people being interviewed, all of them, we had to come together and say a prayer before the show actually aired. And so I'm a big prayer. I pray about everything. So I
Right.
remember there was like somebody pray and I pray and I'm like, Lord, I'm praying in the midst of these good people. Like, okay. I'm advancing, I'm stepping outside of what I feel. I'm not letting fear control me.
Right.
So, I did Atlanta Live and that felt good too. So I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can do this.
Who, who is who is your who is your dream collaboration?
The Hamiltons.
Really?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I want that so bad. That good acoustic sound. That's what I want.
Really? You listen, I wasn't ready for that. I was not ready for that.
I got to have it. I'm already speaking it. I already prayed about it. It's gonna happen one of these days. Y'all gonna be scrolling. Y'all gonna see us sitting there together, singing,
Wow.
making good
Wow.
music.
Listen, listen, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
That's how it is,
Yeah.
and that's where the best music come from. These good collaborations with people who know good music. They have a good sound, and see
Mhm.
they can sing gospel too.
Right.
They could sing gospel too. They got that good sound. So that's what I really want. And it's
Wow.
gonna happen one of these days.
Well, I tell you, I had got booked to do a performance in Eufaula, Alabama.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And it, I was excited. It seemed like it was gonna be like a big deal. And it just happened to be the same weekend as a quartet concert.
Mm-hmm. Everybody went to the quartet.
Man,
I told you.
I,
That book quartet.
yeah, but we didn't know. Well, I didn't know, that
Mm.
it was going to be like that. But yeah, but we did what we had to do. People showed up, but not
Mm.
nearly as much as it probably could have been. But
Right.
it is what it is.
It is what it is. You do what you gotta do.
That's a fact. So, do you listen to your own music?
Sometimes.
Do you?
When I like perform the anthem and stuff like that, I go back and I had to do it today for opening day for baseball for UA. I went and sang the anthem. I went back and I listened to it. But as far as music that I put out, it's hard.
Right.
And people don't understand that. And you know how you get folks that be like, ooh, if I had a voice like yours, I'd be singing all the time. That's what you think.
Hmm.
Especially if you are, excuse me, especially if you're a humble person,
Right.
like it's hard listening to that because you're always like, dang, I could have done this, I could have done that.
Right.
And I remember when I went in the studio with Through the Fire, man, I was struggling with my voice all that week. I was so hoarse. I had to order me some drops to try to clear it up. um anything that I could do, hot tea, honey, just doing the best I could. And I remember just riding all the way to Atlanta, just praying to God that He would just sing for me, just do it for me, God. And when I got in there, He did. I ended up just praising God. I was shouting in the studio because He had done it. And
Mm,
what happened was, you know how it's just broken up into parts when you're in the studio. And
right.
so I have range. I can get up there a little bit. And that part in the song where I had to go up higher, um, oh my God, when he played it back for me and it sounded good and it was raw vocals. I said, "Oh my God." I remember I had that headset on. I just threw it down on the ground. And for about a good 10 minutes, we just praised God. We worshiped Him because I was amazed at what God had done for me. Like He answered the prayer that I had prayed right before I came in.
Mm.
So I'm just like, I mean, God, what else you gonna shock me with? Whatever it is, prepare me for it. Just
Right.
just prepare me for it. I remember that feeling. It felt so good. I was still full the next day at church. I went and told my mom. I was like, "Mom, I'm just still full from that experience. It felt good." Yep.
It's amazing. That is amazing. So
Yeah.
at this point in your career, like, what would you say is the most common misconception that people have about
Um, um, I haven't. Let me say this. Earlier when we was talking, you was just saying, your voice and stuff doesn't match your singing voice.
you? Mhm.
You be like, dang, I didn't know you sounded like that.
Right.
But as far as like, nobody has really come to me and said, besides just dealing with how I actually sound, no one has ever come to me and been like, oh, I thought you was this way and that way, but you're
Mhm.
really not, nothing,
Right.
because I try to stay the same with everybody.
Right.
It's intentional. You get what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
I know how people can be and I know who I can trust. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, um, like I said earlier, I pray about everything. I pray about who I'm around, and I know when I'm not in a good space. So I sort of kind of get, closed off, and I know who I can be open with and be
Mhm.
myself with. So I haven't had, and people probably say things about me, but they don't just come to me with it because I,
Oh,
I I I know I try to keep it about the same with everybody to keep that from happening. You want
right.
to make sure your name stays clean in the industry. You don't want nobody out here saying certain things about you. So you
Right.
just have to watch yourself as an artist. So yeah.
That's amazing. That's awesome. So we're here on Let's Take a Walk with Miss Latisha Johnson Montgomery. She is an artist based out of Alabama. She is a powerhouse artist. I mean, I think that she is a little bit too modest, but but seriously, she is an amazing, amazing artist. She has an amazing single called "Through the Fire." Guys need to really, really check it out. Listen, listen. It's like that. Um, since you've started your career, tell me what was the best advice you got and the worst advice you got.
The best advice that I've ever received came from my mama.
Mm,
And she's always told me to keep it real. Be mindful of what you do. Um, Whatever you do, let it be for Christ. And this is what our upbringing was like. And I just brought that with me. And I take my walk with Christ seriously. So just staying real, keeping it real with myself, making sure that I'm pleasing Christ. So all that I'm doing is because of what my mama taught me and things that she instills in me to this day. I want to be set apart. I want to be different. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, the worst advice. It goes back to getting paid. um, there were times I felt like, no, I should be getting paid for this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Just listening to other people. You out there, you singing the anthem, you shouldn't do it unless you get paid. And I feel like if I would have listened to that advice, I never would have gone to the NBA.
Mhm.
I never would have sang for their playoffs. They invited me several times, took real good care of me. You get what I'm saying? I'm glad
Absolutely.
I didn't just go overboard and be like, I'm doing all this, you need to pay me. Then I would have burned my bridges. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And that all started back in 2019. So you
Mhm.
just have to be mindful, okay, how should I go about this situation? So that had to, and I haven't been in the industry long.
Right.
So, and I'm not just saying that that was bad advice, it's just someone who was ignorant of what was really going on.
Right.
Some things are about exposure, and that's what
Mhm.
I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep
I
on
heard that.
doing it.
I heard that.
Yes, yes.
Um, so outside of being an artist, what brings Miss Montgomery joy? Like what do
Mm.
you do? I know you were in the midst of starting a business. Let's talk about that. Like what has that journey been like?
Hard, long and hard. Anybody trying to start a business knows that this is what it is. And I had
Mhm.
to accept that because I went through these long spells of God, I just don't understand. I know you gave this to me to do,
Mhm.
but it's been long, it's been hard, but I know it's going to be rewarding in the end.
Mhm.
I don't want to work a 9 to 5 the rest of my life.
Come on.
Even though I really, really enjoy what I do working with children, I've been awarded abundantly for working with children. They'll always be in my heart, but music and cooking, I can do it. And I'm gonna do it.
I know
uh
that's right.
I wanted I remember I was a manager at a hotel, and um there were days where I would be the only one in there cooking. This was like in the midst of COVID, getting over
Mhm.
that hump. And so I'm like, I'm cooking this breakfast food pretty good, and everybody likes an omelet, but
Right.
everybody can't make an omelet. And if they're making it, it is pretty plain. So I started putting some things together, and I'm like, I can do this. And then I remember one day I was sitting there and I was writing a song, and then it hit me. God gives us gifts and talents. And this is another one of mine. I'm quick, I'm fast. I get all these compliments all the time, and I prayed about it, and now it's happening.
I know
So
that's
it's breakfast food, primarily omelets that I'll be serving with my own little twist on them, which
mhm.
will be opening this year
Okay.
soon. Um, so y'all be on the lookout for that. It's called Omelet Style. I'm excited about it. Me and my husband are coming together. We're doing that, and then Leah, my little girl, she's gonna have her little own twist of her pancakes on there. So yeah, we got
Okay.
that going on, and I'm excited about it. Yep.
Like I told you before, like when I have a guest on, I try to do as much research as I can to learn about that person,
Yeah.
just to kind of have a better insight, and it makes for a better interview. So I want to ask you, this is like one of the last couple of questions that I have for you.
Yeah.
Um, I watched some of your interviews and I learned that you were in the service industry, just like you were saying in a hotel,
Mhm.
you worked in a hotel. So you were kind of a waitress of some
Yes.
at some point.
Yep.
Or whatever, and you had some situations like you got your first national anthem invitation, for the Alabama Crimson Tide, for the Alabama
Yeah.
University,
Yeah.
singing the national anthem,
Yeah.
just by, just kind of a around the way comment to a
Mhm.
person, and they,
Mhm.
they looked out for you.
Yep.
Overall, what did one teach you about the other? Being in the service industry, has
Mhm.
that does that have influence on what you're doing now? Like, what would you say? How would you say being in the service industry helped you in the music industry?
When you're serving, you're humble.
Mm,
So even in the industry, you have to be that way too, because like I said, I haven't been in the industry long, so I'm in my learning stages. You get what I'm
mhm,
saying? So if I bust through there, I know I'm a good singer. Such and such told me I sound good. If I come through like that, nobody with good intentions and who wants to see me, skyrocket is gonna help me.
mm,
So I believe God has given me a servant's heart to serve. I thoroughly enjoy it, but that's how I carry myself with people. I'm kind to them. I'm very intentional. Some people with certain situations be like, girl, I wouldn't deal with her, da 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 da. But sometimes
mhm,
you can see past that. You get what I'm saying?
right,
Like, okay, what's really going on? Why are things like that with you? Like, I try to go the extra mile with people, and I feel
mhm,
like just being in the industry, I want to take it one step at a time, but be humble and kind while I do it, but not let people run over me now.
right,
You just, and we talked about that too a little bit before we got on, certain relationships, when you realize, okay, this is not going right, you got to let it go.
right,
Because people will take your kindness for weakness. They'll
right.
try to run over you, and that's just not a good thing. You can still be kind, still be good, and be a good part of the industry and still be assertive at the same time.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that's a fact.
There's a saying that one of my friends, shout out to Brandon, he shared with me. He said, "Don't become so powerful that you stop being kind, but don't be so kind that you give away all your power."
All your power, and some people in here to take it.
Right,
Because the love of money is the root of all evil. I'm
right,
telling you. And
right.
that's how it is in music, period. It's
Mhm,
about money for a lot of these people.
mhm.
And they'll do some of the most craziest thing and then just hurt somebody, and they never think about you. It's all about them.
Right,
So yeah, you
absolutely.
gotta watch out for them folks. And it's a lot of them.
Okay.
A lot of them.
Okay, well, Miss Latisha, this is my last official question. This is a
Okay.
question that I ask all my guests. So I want you to just take a moment, think about it, and give me the most honest answer that you can give me, okay?
Okay.
Okay, here's the question. What would have to happen in your life, if it hasn't happened already, for you to consider your life a success? What does success look like for you specifically?
Hmm. Knowing that for sure, that I have given every gift that God has given me my all,
Mm,
knowing that I have consulted with Him about all my moves and that He is pleased with me. To me, that is success. Also, carrying out my plans, not just sitting around being lazy, leaving something for my daughter.
wow.
I know that I have done something great, being a good role model for her.
Mhm.
Um, and then I work at a school and I work with special needs children. And sometimes, they have episodes, and you have to meet children where they are
Right, right.
every single day. When I know that I have done something for them where we have connected and they are happy with me, they want to be around me, to me that's success. Because everybody don't do children right,
Right.
especially those with special needs. And these are things that I'm calling out because this is what I'm involved in.
Mhm.
And these are the things that are important to me, knowing at the end of the day, I've done right by them. I've helped them because I only get 1 year with these kids. One. I'm
Mhm.
trying to prepare them for their next level. But encouraging them, encouraging people, I feel like that is a part of success too, because you don't know what somebody going through.
That's a fact.
I feel like when somebody can come back and say, Tish, I remember you told me this. And I held on to that and I made it through. I remember one of my friends told me that that stuff means something to me. My walk with Christ is very, very important. So I feel like long as he is happy at the end of the day and I hold on to my faith, I'm good. That's
Wow.
what success is for me.
Wow. It's amazing. Um, I want to, I want to thank you for coming on because I know you're super busy. You have a lot of irons in the fire, so to speak. Um, if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, like maybe they
Hmm.
need some advice, maybe they want to, maybe they want you to come and blow their church up, something like that,
Hmm.
um, or give you some type of opportunity. Um, how can they get in touch with you?
I'm on all the social media sites, Facebook, Instagram. I also have an email, Latisha Johnson Montgomery Music at yahoo.com. You can reach out to me there. I'll definitely get back with you if you're trying to book me or anything like that. Um, yeah, that's how you reach me, via email, social media, whatever you choose to do.
Do
Yeah.
you accept for the producers in the chat? Do you accept track/song submissions?
I've had a few people reach out to me,
Mhm.
and there's one in particular we're gonna be working on some stuff together.
Okay.
So yeah, of
Okay.
course. Yep.
Got you. Got you. And are you open to collabing with other artists? Like if somebody wanted you, hey, I need you to sing a verse on this or whatever. Are you
Yep.
open to those type of collaborations as well?
Absolutely. As long as the music is good, clean. Yep. I will. I definitely will. It gotta be right. Can't be
Okay.
playing around.
I know that's right.
Mm-mm.
So Miss Latisha, I appreciate you again for coming on to the platform. I wish you much blessings on all that you have going on, even the things that you have not even thought of yet. I wish you much blessings on that as well.
Yes.
Um, Again, through the fire is fire. It's
Thank you.
and it's and to your point, it's not just a good song. It is ministry. It is
Mm-hmm.
it is
Yep.
ministry.
Anybody can relate to it.
Right.
Anybody.
It is truly ministry. If
Mm.
you sit and you listen to it, it definitely encourages you. It definitely
Yep.
there's certain songs that make you feel like you could walk through a brick wall. Like it's like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Dog was
encourages
good.
you. You
Thank
like
you,
people,
Jesus.
right? So can please continue. I hope that is just um a small piece of a larger project that's
Right.
coming.
Yep. In the
Um,
name of Jesus. It is. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not.
okay. So we're gonna be looking for a project soon.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We're
Again, I
gonna make
thank
it
you,
happen.
and I thank you. I appreciate your family, specifically your husband, for allowing us to borrow you for a sec.
Yep,
Um,
that's my honey boo.
yeah. Shout
And
out
it
to Honey
is.
Boo.
Honey
Shout out,
boo.
shout out to him. We appreciate you and thank you. And again, we wish you much blessings on everything that you have going on.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
I pray that you have a great night and an even more awesome weekend. I don't know if you off Monday, but I'm off Monday and I'm looking forward to that too.
I am off Monday. The
All
best part
right.
about being in the school system.
Right.
Thank you so much for having me. I really,
So,
really appreciate it. I do. I
absolutely.
do.
And I can consider this an open invitation anytime that you have something that you want to promote or you want to talk about. Sometimes we have panels on here where I talk to multiple
Okay.
artists at the same time and we talk about different subjects and just to get perspectives,
I
and
would
they're
love to
really
join.
interesting.
I would love
Absolutely.
to. Just hit
Absolutely.
me up. Let me know when, and I'm there.
Absolutely. So
Okay.
again, I thank you and I appreciate you and I wish you much blessings on it, on
Yes,
everything.
sir. Thank
All
you.
right.
You too. You too. Keep doing it for us indie artists and entrepreneurs.
Absolutely. Is there
Yes.
anything you want to share with the people before we sign off?
Yes. And before my phone dies, y'all keep it real. Whatever you do, be authentic. Don't try to be like somebody else or someone you've seen.
Right.
Let God lead the way. I know I keep talking about God, but so what? It is what it is. That is very, very important.
Right.
Not entertaining people, then God. Put God first, and He'll equip you with everything else. Then you'll
Absolutely.
reach all these people, and you'll have this amazing career. Um, and so much success. So keep it real. That's my main thing that I always say in any interview, anytime I'm talking to somebody. Keep it real. And
Absolutely.
you'll be good.
All right. I thank you again. You have an awesome night and a great long weekend.
Long, baby. All
Yeah.
right. Good night.
Good night. There you have it, guys. Another amazing interview with another amazing guest. Shout out to Missy Montgomery and her family and her team. Please check out Through the Fire wherever you can stream music. It's also on YouTube. Her name is Latisha Johnson Montgomery. She's an amazing artist, amazing person. Keep your eye out for her and all the things that she's doing. As usual, I encourage everybody, if there's something that God is leading you to do, get on it, man. It's time. We need you. We need you. The game needs you. So whatever it is, if you're gonna be an architect, a singer, a dentist, a nurse, a screenwriter, a author, whatever it is, let's start walking in it right now. All right. With that being said, man, y'all have a good night, man. And I'll see y'all again next week. Take it easy.